on to Roberta. Tell us about radiological anatomy.
Hello, everybody. I'm here to talk about the radiological anatomy for undergraduate students as a tool to facilitate the learning of radiology as in a peer system learning model. We know that the School of Medicine are often faced with the need to develop and implement innovative curricula, and it's due to several reasons like the exponential growth in science and medicine knowledge, and also the need to inculcate a philosophy of independent lifelong learners. Within this context, the radiology education is becoming more integrated due to important role in clinical skills, and the integrative teaching of radiology with anatomy is a very useful tool to supplement both anatomical and radiological content, and also enhances students' long-term abilities to identify anatomic structures in an image exam. And when we talk about learning and teaching methodologies, the peer system learning believes that helping someone with a skill sharpens it in your own mind, due to a reciprocal support network, and this lower student distress and also enhance course satisfaction. So now I'm going to describe the approach of radiological anatomy in the medical curriculum for undergraduate students by a peer system learning program. The radiological anatomy happens in parallel with topographic anatomy for second-year medical students, and it happens through theoretical classes with the radiologist professor that have a large experience in medical education, and also practice stations with mentors. These mentors are also students more advanced in the third year of medical schools, and they also taught anatomy for 1 year as a mentor in another peer system learning program at the same school. They also have previous preparation with the radiologist professor about the practice stations they're going to present to the students. All the class is based on a topographic body region such as chest, abdomen, and this theoretical class is the first moment, and it's based on a clinical case and questions about the radiological evaluation of the patient, which is in consonance with the most recent educational methodologies. This clinical case is just a background, so the teacher can ask them and talks about basic biophysical principles, terminology of the exams, indications, counterindications, and also the analysis of the exam. When the theoretical class is over, it's time to practice with the mentors. The class will split into smaller groups with 3 practical stations in 3 radiologic exams. And this mentor is going to work with imaging identification with the students about the weak thin body region in a 50-minute class in a slide presentation. Here's an example of the chest region weak. The theoretical class have the clinical case and some questions about it, like has the exam been correctly indicated? Has the patient had any counterindication? There is a lot of brainstorming at this part, and this is very good because the teacher is always there to guide the students and give the correct information to them so they can think and take this for the future. When the theoretical class is over, it's time to practice, right? And the practice stations of this week, chest region, is about CT and USG class, MRI, practical station, and X-ray. In this slideshow, we are talking about the windows in a CT, and we are talking about the pulmonary window, and we mentors ask the students what they can see. They should say lungs, right? And talks about the fissures and its lobes they can see on that CT. This other example is about identification of anatomy structures. We use this figure to illustrate the USG exam, and then we show the students how we can identify something that is posterior to the liver, what is more superior or inferior in this image. This another example, we are using Anatomy Atlas, Matter, and it's important so the student can evocate all the knowledge that he have about anatomy and take anatomy for the rest of their life. Anatomy is very important here. And the radiologic anatomy approach coach undergraduate and medical students to identify anatomical and physiological structures before the study of pathological findings. And also, the peer system learning program creates a healthy environment of study and learning. And mentors, teachers, students, they're all interacting, they feel integrated, and they feel motivated to study radiology more and more. In conclusion, by actively building knowledge on what is expected in an exam, anatomy is expected, the student can identify more effectively the abnormalities. So radiology becomes uncomplicated and the students understand why it's so necessary to have this knowledge for the future medical practice, because it's such important and essential diagnostic tool. These are the references I was studying, and my email if anyone wants to contact me. Thank you.
Roberta, thank you very much. You've reminded me that towards the end of my active teaching career, we ran a project in which first-year medical students learnt anatomy after a presentation by ultrasounding each other. The team were very concerned when we started that students might be concerned about undressing in front of each other. My goodness, we got that wrong. Could hardly stop them taking their clothes off once the classes got started. Thank you very much. Questions, please, to Roberta. Everyone happy? That doesn't surprise me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we move on now to Angelo next.